Hola Familia, and welcome to your monthly Chisme. And this monthly Chisme is for my family, specifically born in the month of June. So, comadre, compadre, and comextre. If you were born in the month of June, this Chisme is for you. And for the rest of you, I mean, you're more than welcome to stay or go check out the rest of the videos. They're all up. Um, I also wanted to quickly remind all of you that the chisme is all about the gossip directly from spirit. So this is kind of like saying like what it is that spirit is encouraging you to focus on this month because there's a lot happening this month, a lot happening. And sometimes we need just a little nudge in the direction that spirit's encouraging you to go on. So remember, collective reading, take what you like and leave the rest. Let's dive in and see what's going on for my familia born in the month of June for the month of April. Let's see what's going on. So I do see a lot of visions. I do see that a lot of you, specifically for my planners, specifically for my familia that love to plan, love to make things happen, like love planning, especially planning towards the future. I see that this has been a lot, like a theme that I've been really seeing reoccurring for a lot of you, especially because as change happens, I do see that it triggers a lot of you. It triggers a lot of the abandonment wound. So I'm hearing a lot of abandonment wounds can be triggered during times of change. I see that a lot of abandonment wounds can be triggered during times of working towards something, especially because if you don't see the results you were hoping for or you put the expectation for, it almost like triggers that abandonment wound in you. Um, and and it's interesting because what happens with this abandonment wound when it's triggered, it also now it's also triggering this part of you that is kind of like saying no more. Like I need to cut this in front of me. I can't I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need to do this. Um and sometimes that's a little hard because you got to keep going. Like you can't put your healing back into Pandora's box. It's like how I'm telling like that's how I'm being told to tell you like you've already started to just keep going. Honestly, like that's the best way to put it. So let's ask spirit what it is what's going on? Like what is it that you need to focus on in this month of April? Because if you're if your abandonment wound is getting triggered, I can imagine I can only imagine. I can only imagine. So let's see what is it that spirit is encouraging you to focus on? What is it that spirit is encouraging you to focus on? Oh, there's too many cards right there. What is it that spirit's encouraging you to work? Okay. So we got the Fool with Temperance underneath the deck. The Fool. So this is interesting that spirit's encouraging you to focus this mostly on the month of April, especially with the abandonment wounds that are being triggered. You're not gonna like this answer. Sorry, not sorry. You just gotta take those leaps of faith. The Fool really is about new beginnings, new chapters, new like, but I've always seen it as taking a leap into the unknown, taking the leap into nowhere and everywhere all at the same time. And all of that does have faith because then you also have to trust the process and trust and believe that you're going to be taken care of. However, I could see why that's hard to believe and hard to do, especially when the abandonment wound is triggered, because those abandonment wounds, when they're triggered, it causes us to really de- question if it really is going to work out, if it really is meant for you, if you are really going to continue to be supported. Because the abandonment wound is reminding me that you've been supported and then people would leave you hanging high and dry. And so that kind of left you with distrust and like not having faith. And temperance underneath the deck is talking about like it's because you need to find that pat like that middle ground for yourself, that balance of feeling and processing, not pouring out everything, but it's like, oh, it's all about balance, is really what I'm seeing, especially when it comes to taking leaps of faith. Meaning, you don't have to take a leap of faith overnight. Like, the way I'm seeing is if you've been contemplating about making a change, you don't have to have the answer and you don't have to make the change today. Like you could take it one day at a time. You can balance it out and pour out your feelings and think about it and process it. You don't have to make decisions right away. You really don't. For a lot of you, you feel like you do, but that's what the fool really talks about. And especially I love the fact that for this image, like the fool is actually sitting down, where in the traditional deck, the fool is standing up and leaning out to the cliff, to the universe. Here, I really see like it's okay to sit down. It's okay to sit and contemplate and worry. Just don't get stuck there. And trust the process and trust that everything's going to unfold for you. Lean and feel and process and go with the flow. That's what temperance is really telling you all about. Like, it's okay to just dump out those feelings and then know that more feelings are going to like you're going to be fine, especially because for many of you I really do I want to tell you like after you have a good cry, doesn't it feel good afterwards? Like that, like it's okay to you have those emotions. That's why it's okay to have those feelings. So as changes are happening, as some changes are not what you were hoping for, as they are happening, it's okay to feel them out. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be in your feelings. Just don't stay stuck there is really what I'm saying. So take more leaps of faith this month. I do see, trust the process more, have more faith. um so let's see what tools can we lean on, especially because I could see like for many of you this might be a little harder to do. So let's see what tools can we lean on for my familia born in the month of June for April. Tools that can help you take these leaps. Oh, it jumped at me. Hold on. Okay. So we have a few tools. We got the Three of Wands, Seven of Wands, and the Devil. Interesting how this is a tools here. So this is a whole story here. And then underneath the deck, we got the Page of Cups. Knowledge, courage, and your shadows. It's the best way I'm going to describe it. Your shadows. Because your shadows are the icky parts of you, is the best way to describe it. In order for you to take this leaps of faith, in order for you to really step into the next journey and the next chapter, whatever it is that you've been moving towards, knowledge is the number one thing. And the Three of Wands is more, it's more about, and I love that it's knowledge, because I see all these books here and I see like all this learning, but knowledge is power. And I really want you to know that like knowledge is power, meaning that the more you learn, the more you will grow. The better you know, the better you do. So it's okay to learn. Keep learning, keep growing, keep wanting to better yourself in order to do that. And the more you better yourself, leaps of faith do happen. Like it really does. And then the courage, Seven of Wands, right next to it, is telling me like that's the next thing you need to do is to have courage. Courage does not mean you're not scared. Courage does not mean that if you take this leap of faith, you're not gonna be scared. Oh, fuck yes, the fear is always going to be there for sure. But courage is letting me know like you're still gonna do it anyway. You will face your fear and you will rise from it. You will go forward and you will take that courage and take all of that and move in the direction that you need to move forward, tapping into your courageous self. You're scared, but you're gonna do it anyway. That's courage. Tap into that courage. Taking leaps of faith does take tremendous amount of courage. Taking a leap of faith can be the scariest thing in the world for sure. Courage does not mean you're not scared, but it means you're still going to do it anyway. And then the Devil, which is how I'm seeing the shadows of you. So this is the invitation of continue doing that inner work. If you haven't started, do the inner work. Do your shadow work. However you want to call it. Do your shadow work, recognize your triggers, learn your trauma responses. That's all shadow work. And that was like the abandonment wound is part of your shadow work. So really figuring out where is this abandonment wound coming from? Why is this happening? Like, why is it so hard for me to take this leap of faith? Why is it so hard for me to trust the process? Why is it so hard for me to have faith? And then the more you dig in deeper, that's where your shadows come up. That's when you start to see those parts of you that have been stopping you. But you're not, if you don't do the inner work, you're not like the leaps of faith aren't going to get any easier. So you got to do the inner work. And then with the Page of Cups underneath the deck, it's that studious, it's the home of expression. It's all about learning and growing, but learning to how to express yourself, learning how to, okay, learn. This is going to sound interesting, but this is how it's coming out. Learn how to feel and learn how to express those feelings in a healthy manner. Because I feel like for many of you, there's been emotions, there's been things that you didn't know how to properly express yourself through it. So for example, if you're angry, it comes out as explosive, but there's healthier ways of express anger. And so it's learning how to express that anger. If you're sad, you get to express that sadness in a healthy way as well. Because what the devil devil's telling me, especially with it coming up here as one of the tools, is those low vibrational emotions, you have expressed them in an unhealthy way. You've been coping with them in unhealthy ways through addictions, through you not being the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying. And the Page of Cups underneath the deck is that reminder of like it's the home of you. You're the one who gets to express yourself, and you get to determine how that's going to be. First, you got to learn how to do that and master that. So I know knowledge, courage, and your shadow self. Those are your tools to take those leaps of faith. I know, familia. I know that's a lot. That's heavy, but you can do it. Absolutely do it. Especially as the changes that you want to see happen, and if you're getting triggered, your abandonment wound. That's the one. That's the one that I keep hearing. It's getting triggered to take these leaps of faith. Like, just take it. Take it. Okay, so this is the time where I invite you to take a look at the timestamp. Make sure you save this. This is your chisme directly from spirit. This is your words of affirmation, confirmation, words of advice, encouragement, whatever. I don't know what's going to come up, but this is what you need to hear now or later on this month. So be sure to save this, okay? Let's see what's going on. Let's see. What words of advice do we have or what encouragement? So we got the High Priestess with the Hermit underneath the deck. We all have a piece direct. I actually, I'll say that, I'll say it this way. We all have direct contact with higher power inside of us. And all of us have that ability to tap into that. And it's called your intuition. I call it your inner comadre, inner compadre, inner comextre. The High Priestess is letting me know, like, tap into your inner self. Tap into your higher self. That is your direct connection to spirit, to source, God, universe, higher power, whatever you however you identify. Like that is your direct contact. Tap into that. If you want to make the changes in your life, if you want to heal, if you want to make those things, if you want that abandonment wound to start healing up healthier way, connect with your inner comadre, inner compadre, inner comextre. Trust within yourself. Find that trust, find that power inside of you. Because that power inside of you is the creation of life, is the creation of abundance, it's the creation of joy, it's the creation of balance. It's in you. It's absolutely in you. And with the Hermit underneath the deck, it's that invitation. Do the inner work. Go into hermit mode. Go within, deep dive in. It's in you, 100% in you. I know it's hard and I know it's scary. And for many of you, you've been doing it, but I also am hearing from many of you like it's challenging. It's hard. I Life is not easy. It's not easy. 100% it's not easy. But the way we react to life, it gets easier if you learn how to do it and you learn how to master it in a healthier way. But that's by dealing with these. And the way you're going to deal with with your shadow is by bringing in the light, your, I like to call it your inner bonfire, your inner fire. It's in you. You have it. You just got to find it. But the way to find it is to go within, silence, separate yourself from things, people, places, and go within. Silence your mind. You can absolutely do it. And you have it in you. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Value yourself. Mm, I love that. I love that. I'll make a quick announcement before I end all of this. April's going to be a great month for you all. I know it's going to be scary. I know it's going to be hard, especially if you are being triggered and you're going to continue to be triggered. But triggers are invitations for you to take a look inside. Take a look inside. That's all it takes. With all that said, I just announced that I opened up my Unlocking Your Inner Comadre 10-week transformational masterclass. This class is phenomenal. It's my Unlocking Your Inner Comadre program that I do one-on-ones, but I made it into a class setting for more people to be able to access it. Um, it's 10 weeks at your own pace, videos at your own leisure. You get to watch, complete the worksheets at your own leisures. And then I myself will be available 3 times a week for you to come into a group setting to learn how to integrate what you learn in the modules into your daily life. And I will be there to help guide each and every one of you one on one. If it's, you'll see. But if you're interested, go check out my website. Go check out if you're going to join. Class starts April 21st. So be sure to come on and join. Space is limited. I really want to emphasize space is limited. So if you're being called to do it, don't overthink it. Invest in yourself, invest in it, because this isn't going to happen on its own. Like you got to work through that. And I have the tools to help you. I genuinely have the tools to help you. So if you're interested, hit me up or go check out my website. All of that's available. I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And as always, don't forget, love your now. Bye.